Yeah, I'll go. Okay, yeah.
It looks like I'm live. There we go.
I think we're live, Mike.
We are live.
We're double live.
Yeah, we are double live. For the first time ever, we are streaming on RAD TV and Mike's Auto Detailing. Uh-oh. Hold on. I got to turn this down over here. Oh, yeah, I got to turn this down big time. There we go.
Bunch of rookies over here.
I had to mute that one over there because I wanted to be able to see the comments over there. On a bigger screen. Woo! Yeah, look at that.
America.
So, in the comments, let me know who's on RAD TV and who's on Mike's Auto Detailing. I want to see who's on where and who's doing what. I just want to check out what's going on because, we're for the first time, we're double streaming to see if this actually works. And we've never done this before. And thanks, Clifford, for being on my channel, watching. Appreciate it.
Clifford's on your channel?
Big Jizz Slinger's on mine. Oh, Keith is on
I didn't know this was going to become a competition, but I got
No, it's no competition. I just want A. Come on now.
I got Fred.
Look, everyone's on Mike's TV. I love it. Everybody. Oh, come on. D&D, he's got both open. I think D&D, he just won that glove box from Miranda Detailing the other day. Am I right, D&D Auto Detailing? Texas DD says kind of sucks because he missed the comments. Oh, come on, DD, you ain't gonna miss nothing, girl. We got you.
I wouldn't. It really wouldn't behoove me if everyone was
Mike's Auto Detailing. Shine your lights on detailing. Friends on Mike's on. Yeah. Is anybody on RAD Garage? Oh, Andy White is on RAD Garage. At least got one. Oh, Cat Guy's on RAD Garage. Oh, Brad's got two. That's good.
It's too bad we couldn't get, hey, Mike, it's pretty good. Hold on.
So check this out, everybody. We just talked to Bill backstage. He's in an Uber. He's driving home. He's asked us to kill about 10, 12 minutes of time. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be killing some time. So in the meantime, Rick and I are going to be killing time with stuff. Yeah. So we're going to be sitting there chilling, kicking back. Matt Duffy, what's going on? Fred, how you doing? Texas DD's recuperating. Hope she's doing well. Ken, I hope you're staying safe up there with all the fires around. D&D Auto, he just won the glove box from Miranda Detailing. Miller, what's going on? Miller Detailing. Humberto, my brother from another mother. 23 Do the Do. What's going on? You've got some great videos that just came out recently. You should go check them out. Smash the thumbs up. That's right, Titan Tim. My father-in-law.
Yeah, smash the thumbs up. So, hey, Mike, I just want to start things off on a bit of a solemn note. One of my really good friends down the street informed me today that they lost their Boston Terrier. And it was a sudden thing, and I don't know if he's tuning in. But if he's not tuning in, he'll probably watch this live stream at some point. So I just want to say to him and his family condolences, and they are in everyone's thoughts. As a dog owner myself, I can only imagine when your 8-year-old dog suddenly becomes ill, and within a few days, you have to do the right thing. So I don't want to bring the mood down, but I do know if you're watching, I'm so sorry, buddy. You've been a great friend and a great supporter of me all these years. And
Brittany's in the house. How you doing, Brittany? Mrs. Smurf just here saying hi real quick.
Oh, is that Mrs. Smurf?
Yeah, Brittany is Mrs. Smurf.
Oh, the better half.
Okay. Eric's Eric's at work. She's here on the live stream watching us.
Oh, wow. I don't even think my wife knows I do live streams. She thinks I'm on the phone with someone or something.
Yeah, that's when I talked to you yesterday, you were in the same spot, like you never moved.
Yep, that's right. Well, hey, now that teaching is back in, this will be my spot. This is where you'll find me. I'll very rarely be in the garage, unfortunately, until I have my first long weekends coming up in September.
Yeah. Kim, how you doing? Eric, what's going on? Clifford, my big red dog. What's going on? Amar, how you doing? HM, how you doing? EJ Harris, what's going on? Let me look at the other side. Let me look at Rick's comments. I don't see nothing over there. Let me go back to mine then. Chris Morgan, how you doing?
Ouch. I don't have 2 monitors. You're so lucky. You can bounce back and forth.
No, I'm just sitting there. I can see on yours. Let's see. Rick rocks. From EJ Harris, Rick rocks. That's my comment.
That's showing up. That's showing up on this feed here on StreamYard.
I know. I'm messing with you.
Oh, okay.
I'm messing with you, Rick. Oh, it's because you're logged in on yours. That's why you see on yours. I'm logged in on mine.
Okay, I got to ask you, Mike, what's the temperature where you're at?
Today it's not too bad. It's probably low 80s today.
Okay. So, low 80s. All right.
Low 80s today. It's really, really nice out here today.
It's 55.4 degrees Fahrenheit here and rainy.
I haven't seen rain. I haven't seen rain in like 4 months, but it is really hazy from the smoke, though.
Rain is like, Mike, when water just sort of falls from the sky. Think little droplets of water. They hit the ground. They make a splash. Do you remember?
The only time I see water hit the ground is when I'm detailing a car.
It's kind of like that, but it's coming from the clouds. Well, clouds are these white, fluffy, cottony things that live up in the blue sky.
Yeah, in sunny California, we don't get much clouds. Yeah, because it's always nice and sunny.
I'll DM you a picture of what.
Okay. I haven't seen clouds in a while either. Well, we do see clouds every once in a while, but it's been a lot. It's been extremely hazy lately from all the fires.
Yeah, we've been having a nice little break from that.
The humidity did go up today, though. It's around 12% today, though. It did go up.
12% what?
12% humidity. It did go up today. It's usually hovering around. It's usually hovering between 5 and 8%.
That's not even humidity. Like until you get to 45%. Oh my gosh, I can't imagine living in that dry.
Yeah, we for us to get to 50% humidity, we do get there, but it's extremely rare. It doesn't get there very often. Like all that stuff you get in the South, like in the South part of the States, and we don't get that stuff. Like stuff in Texas, Louisiana, Florida, where they're in the 110% humidity. Nothing, like not even close. When we get heat, it's dry heat.
Oh, that's funny. I just saw Texas Dee rolled her eyes at you.
Yeah, she did. She is rolling her eyes.
She does that a lot.
Only 12%. Yeah, she's probably 12% under 100. She's probably at 88% right now where she's at.
I think she tuned in just for eye rolling exercise.
Especially water restrictions. We do have water restrictions, but for car wash and detailers, we are not restricted yet. But for houses, we're only allowed to water our yards twice a week. That's it.
Oh, sorry. I'm just hitting random buttons here.
That's all right. It's working.
Yeah. I saw one of my fellow Canadians is dealing with almost 100-degree heat over in Toronto.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So for you guys that don't know, there's 50 people in here, which is a shocker. But so what you don't know is both Rick and I are both streaming on our channels at the exact same time. So if you're wondering why you got 2 notifications, that is why. So Rick's going to be hosting at least 1, possibly 2 streams every month through the winter and fall times till school's out or spring break or whatever it is till you get some more videos piled up to keep some
it's because I've become addicted to the fame.
Yeah, you know what? I don't want you to lose that fame. I don't want to see that fame go away.
I walk down the street, people pretend they don't know who I am, but I kind of appreciate that.
When you did that weekend out with your wife and you went downtown and you stayed in the hotel and you were saying everyone was pretending they didn't know who you were. I can't imagine what that's like.
They're like, hey, there's that guy.
Yeah.
He's staring at us. Why?
Yeah, I bet. I think so. I heard you got a Viper chair, huh?
That's right. I have. After our meeting, after our stream with the team at Viper Chair, I gave them carte blanche. I said, I want a chair. I want you guys to throw the design together, what you think would look good, because Alex knows my garage pretty well.
Yeah.
So, they sent me a few mock-ups, and they were great. And I said, listen, I don't want any more mock-ups. Go ahead, do it. I gave them the cash, and now it's just a waiting game, and I'm really excited.
About how long is it going to take for them to make the RAD chair?
You know what? I haven't even asked. I'm at a point in my life now, Mike, where I think I enjoy the wait just as much as the arrival. So
I'm trying to convince our other co-host that comes on every 3 months. I'm trying to convince him to get one also, because if you're going to sit there and work your butt off, either at work or detailing, you got to have yourself a nice chair, and they're nice. Great.
Yeah, I've heard many people comment who have had one or sat in one how comfortable it is. My question to you, Mike, is how low can I go with one? How low to the ground? Am I going to be able to be doing my wheels with my Viper chair?
I believe it's a 13 to 28 inch range, I believe. 13 to 26, something like that.
So I'm sitting 13 inches above the ground all the way up?
Yes.
Well, that's pretty low. So that thing goes
pretty
down
low.
pretty low. That's good, because I've heard a few people, since I said I was getting one, a few people have said that doesn't look like it's really for detailing. And I'm like, well, the only people I know who love them are detailers. So my faith is in you and the team at Viper Chair. I'm very excited.
I promise you will love it.
Well, I promise you guys you're going to love the look of it. But now you got me wondering what a Papa Smurf edition customized chair with a logo would look like.
The Smurfs are only about that tall anyway, so can you imagine how big that chair would be? I mean, the caster might be bigger than the chair.
Yeah.
So I want to let some of you guys know for the, this week, obviously, we got Lithium. Next Sunday, it says the 29th, we will have Gorilla Car Care. I'm sure if you guys are on Instagram, you'll see them flooding the Instagram up with Gorilla Car Care. They've been doing a lot of giveaways.
Yeah.
In September, we have Total Auto Solutions. We got Sereno's Detailing. I don't know if you follow Sereno's Detailing on YouTube. He does a lot of stuff on YouTube. We got Gion, which Rick went out and got Gion for us. And on the night, it's either the 18th or 19th. I don't have the date quite confirmed yet, but we have Chicago Auto Pros. We'll have Jason from Chicago Auto Pros on that date. And in October, I have one confirmed date in October, Pure Octane Garage. Those are two crazy dudes. I believe they're in the Phoenix, Arizona area, I believe. They're big Adams fans. And October 9th, we'll have them. So we got a lot coming. So if you guys, like I said, we always say it in the descriptions down below. If you have not subscribed to our channels yet, there's Rick, me, our co-host that comes about once every 3 months. Eric, all of our information's there. Subscribe to our channels. We work our ass off for you guys to get these live streams. Today we'll have Lithium. He's already checked in with us. He was running just a tad bit late from a wedding. He was in his Uber flying home. He was in the helicopter when he was talking to us. He said he was almost to his landing strip. He's going to hook up the iPad or hook up his computer, kill some time. So that's what we're doing. So make sure you all smash that thumbs up, subscribe to our channels. Make sure you give Eric a bunch of shit for never making our streams.
Yeah, you talk a lot of smack about Eric. I can't wait till one day when you guys meet face to face.
Well, since he's not watching, I can.
But his wife's watching.
Yeah, he's not watching. He's at work. But if he was here, I couldn't do that. I can't be mean like that. There's no way. It's like
I just think one day I can't
do that with you because you're here.
I can't wait till I see you in a headlock with Eric. I'm sorry, Papa. I'm sorry, Papa.
I didn't say that. My wife said it. That's funny.
50 people. That's really good, Mike.
50 people. That's freaking amazing.
And then if they tell 2 friends and they tell 2 friends and so on, we could have.
Yeah, I think if they just share everything and oh, look at it. Even Brittany's in there. She's even rolling her eyes. Brittany, come on. I'm sorry. I didn't even talk. Hey, you know what? She's going to tell her husband, and then I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to be in trouble. Brittany, don't tell your husband all the stuff I was talking about him. He ain't supposed to know. Miss PCG, she's a French Canadian. How you doing?
Who's a French Canadian?
It says right there, Miss PCG.
I'm a French Canadian. Oh, bonjour. Ça va?
Bonjour. Think about bonjour. This other Canadian that I like watching in the morning on Saturdays. He made a French video and an American version video this morning. So I always have to Google how do you say great video in French. I Googled it, then I copy and paste one of his French videos. I leave a comment.
Yeah.
And I just paste it on there, and then I go and watch the American version of it.
So you can figure out what's going on. I spend a lot of time on Google Translate because a lot of you are.
Hold on. Time out. Papa's listening. Make sure you don't talk no more smack about him, Rick, like you were earlier.
Oh, was that what she said?
No, I can see right there. Papa Smurf 918. He's not listening. He's at work listening.
I'm not talking smack. You're the one talking smack.
You're the one that was saying, what am I supposed to do here?
No, hey, Papa, if you're watching, it's this guy.
Yeah, a guy right there. I can see him.
That guy, not me. I'm a weakling. I don't want anything to do with his biceps.
He's talking smack because you know you won't go to Canada. It's too cold up there for him.
Yeah, the border's closed, so I'm safe.
And he'll turn blue.
Tim is a good dude. Papa's going to give Mike the Uber Flex.
I got an Uber Flex sitting on my new Active VE52 pressure washer I just got. Oh my gosh, that freaking thing is awesome. I mean, it's not as good as yours, but man, that thing is freaking bad.
Well, I was watching it this morning on your Art to Shine video.
Oh, thanks. Tim said that he ended a date early to be here. Tim, you're not ending your date early. You're continuing the date because you're with 2 of your buds.
That's right. We appreciate you, Tim.
And you smell what the Smurf is cooking. No, I don't want to smell what he's cooking after some tacos.
You're supposed to be fixing some Malibu's cross-member. What are you doing on the internet? Go back to work.
Yeah. I thought he was pulled out a transmission out there. They took a bolt out.
Lex Garage is in the house. Hey, Alex. Good to hear from you.
Alex in the house?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm watching the StreamYard comments. Are you watching your own channel?
Oh, yeah, there it is. You know, it just popped through. I can see him now.
All right.
Cash, the cool dad. My little brother from another mother.
Ooh, Tim's on a date.
What's up, Alex? How you doing, bud? Andy White, how you doing?
Oh, man, I miss 80s and 90s wrestling.
I do, too, because that probably was the best wrestling. I still watch wrestling now, and I used to watch it then, and I've been watching it forever. And, I'm in my age I'm at now, and I've been loving wrestling forever, even though it changed a lot. But
yeah, can I tell you a real quick story about wrestling? And I think a lot of people will appreciate this. When it was 1990, and I was 18 years old, and a bunch of friends and I ended up with front row tickets to a WWF event in the Saddle Dome. So we got front row tickets through my friend Mike's sister, who worked at Ticketmaster. And it was the headline match was Hulk Hogan versus Adrian Adonis. Remember Adrian Adonis?
Yeah.
He had this perfume sprayer that he would shoot his opponents in the eye. And then, so the match is going all according to plan. Hulk is just laying beats down on Adrian Adonis. And then the ref, for some reason, you know how the refs just turned and looked in the wrong direction for no reason? Well, Adrian Adonis went underneath the ring and pulled out his perfume pumper, and he sprayed Hulk Hogan in the eye with this white puffy chemical. And Hulk Hogan fell out of the ring right in front of where my friends and I were standing and cheering and screaming. And I love my popcorn and I love my Coke. I always have. So I've got my popcorn and my Coke, and Hulk's hand kind of comes onto the railing, And next thing I know, he's lifting himself up and he grabs the Coke right out of my hand and splashes it in his face, gives it one of these, and puts the cup, and I grab the cup out of his hand. And I don't even remember what happened for the rest of the match because I was just staring at this Coke, cup that had just been touched by the real American. And he jumped in the ring and he, elbow, leg, lights out. And here's the sad part of the story, though. And here's this: I tell this story to my students quite often, every year. On the C train, which is our, like our subway home, there was a kid at our school who saw us all celebrating and passing the cup around, and he came over and he asked what the big deal was. And my friend said, Hulk Hogan touched his cup. Like that cup has been touched by Hulk Hogan. And he said, can I see it? And I knew this kid was not a good kid. And I said, no, you can't see it. And he says, let me see it. So he kind of threatened me and he took it and he smashed it with his foot right on the seat.
Oh, I would have smashed his face. Let me tell you something, brother.
And I'll tell you, I know his name and I would like to out him, but he doesn't deserve that because we were all 15 once or however old we were. But man, wrestling, and Jake the Snake Roberts was there that night, laid the snake out.
Oh, I love Jake the Snake.
And Coco Beware.
Junkyard Dog. Coco Beware.
You remember Coco Beware?
Oh yeah, with the bird and everything.
Yeah, and then
Hallelujah.
Leaping Lanny Poffo. Remember when he was a poet? I don't know if you remember him, but he'd write poems. He'd say a poem and then he would put it on a frisbee and then he'd throw the frisbee to the crowd. Well, he threw one frisbee, and then someone threw the frisbee back.
Oh wow, that's pretty funny.
Anyway, thanks for indulging me. That's my WWF story. Hope you liked it.
And you're sticking to it. Oh, look at, wait, hold on. Bill might, no, that's not Bill. That's Bill and somebody. That might be Bill and his date.
Were we supposed to bring a date?
No, not yet. I think he's getting ready.
He's probably needs some help from someone in his family to figure out.
He's got his mediator sitting there getting everything ready for him. The makeup's getting ready. The makeup artist put his makeup on his forehead. Everything's getting ready, so Bill's got to look good for us. He's got his suit on. He's got the makeup getting put on. His hair's getting brushed. So, live from Utah. Mr. Bill Crowder. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, not much. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good. I see your makeup artist putting everything on for you and everything.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Sorry about that, gents. It just weddings take forever, and I'm looking at my watch the whole time, getting dirty looks because I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah, blah blah. I love you. Blah blah. We're married. Come on, let's get to the cake. Let's go. Bill's got to get online.
That's your young wife that was putting the makeup on you?
Yes, that's my
nice.
sweet. So
awesome. Here you go. Make sure everything's all set, ready for you.
Yes, indeed. Well,
nice.
What happened was that we were running so far behind, she had to stop at her store, and she goes, "I'll just put you on my computer at work." And so here's where I am. So
right on. That worked out good because I got to tell my wrestling story.
Nice.
Did you get to hear it, Bill? Because I could tell it again.
No, it's okay. It's all right. We're good.
Well, thanks for having me, guys. I love this. This is fun.
Hey, you were, Bill, literally, I swear to God when I say this, you were our first.
Well, the first is always the worst, and then it gets better from
there. No, it was not the worst. We lost everything with you.
I feel honored.
And now you're back to do this again. And the fact that you came back after what happened the first time is amazing.
Yes, indeed. Well, I love you, Mike.
I appreciate it.
What happened?
So how's everything been? We haven't talked to you since early December, late November of last year. That's when we had you on. And I've kind of messaged you randomly throughout the year just to say, hey, how you doing? You've been busy, like always.
Yeah, just trying to figure out how to make a living. After that part, I guess it's easy.
So tell us about it. What's been going on with it? What's going on with the lithium? Tell us about lithium.
It's been going really well. I'm so passionate about the business that every day I kind of have to decide, should I go work out so I don't get fat, or should I run over here and go work? And then I could get to work at 5 a.m. every day. And then my kids are like, hey, Dad, it's time to come home. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I just get so wrapped up in it because that's what I've always loved to do. It's just that sort of thing. So it's been awesome. And I just absolutely have loved it. And I've been fortunate that it's been going well. So
good.
Yeah. It's helping guys like you though, Rick, your last video on the Glow Max and stuff, that kind of stuff really makes a big difference for us though. And I just get so excited when I watch it. It's just
Harley, come in the house. I gotta put my dog in the house. She's going nuts out here.
Okay.
Go.
You're gonna do that. So Bill, since the first time, we've introduced a get to know our guest series of questions. They're not rapid fire, but they're designed to give you a chance to sort of search your data bank and allow us to get to know you better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the first one up, and you feel free to answer this however you want. And then if Mike and I chime in after, maybe. Let us ask you this. Finish this statement, Bill. When I'm not working, you can find me
tinkering in the garage.
Oh yeah.
Playing around with a car. No matter what it is, you can find me out in the garage trying to turn a POS into something pretty.
So what current POS are you trying to make pretty?
I just got done fixing the dash on a 650i BMW X-Drive. Absolutely love that car.
Wow. Hey, Mike, what the?
That's my neighbor. He's doing some work for me.
What the? Hey, hold on a second. I know that rear end.
That's the best rear end in the business.
What the?
My neighbor.
Well, howdy doodly, folks.
Oh, snap.
What's up,
There's
brother?
the wrench in it for you guys. What's up? How's everybody doing?
Doing
The
awesome, brother.
internet explodes.
Whoa, what do you know?
I got to go to the comments.
By the way, I think I owe this guy a headlock.
Damn, that dude works out. He must detail. That guy
Bill
must
was
work out
telling us
too.
about a dash and a 650 X-Drive, and then this stud walks in.
Oh, I know.
What is happening, everybody?
Love it.
Oh, by the way, everyone, surprise.
Surprise. Talk about major plot twists.
Yeah.
Wow.
How are you,
So,
Eric?
for all that you don't know, this guy's Papa Smurf. And he came by to visit us today.
How's everybody doing? Hey, Bill, how you doing, buddy?
Doing awesome, Eric. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right, man. I can't complain. Nobody would listen.
Yes,
That's
indeed.
awesome.
Corona's over here. Damn it.
Tim Brown, I almost brought the taco hat, man. I almost brought it.
So for those that don't know, these two have never personally commingled. And here, this is the first time. You guys are like brothers from another mother, as Mike likes to say.
Yeah.
I asked you guys before the show, because I was in on the secret. What was it like to meet each other in the flesh?
Honestly, I felt like I've known him. As soon as I walked up, he had a beer in hand and tacos inside, so he pretty much stole my heart.
he had the hello.
Now I will say, Brittany is watching this. She has made a few comments, so we got to be
Oh
careful.
yeah. She was in here trying to get my back when you guys were dogging me over here, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
Big Slinger asked for a shout out. We got the Jizzinator. That's what I'm gonna call you, man. Sorry.
what kind of super chat amount would it take to have you put Mike in a headlock and hold him there for about 30 seconds?
I don't know, man. We don't want to lose our host.
Well, Rick's hosting too.
All right, man. Bill,
that touch
thank
screen,
you for joining us. The first
That's why I
time
have this
you
in
guys
this
have ever
I
met.
don't know why it's doing that.
That's all right.
So, Papa,
Yes.
we're just getting to know Bill a little better, okay?
Neil Walker, beers and tacos. Somebody cut one. Don't worry, it's already been done. That's why the garage door is partway open. I got a fan running behind us, so it's already done.
It has been got.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you both. You have
Fred said Fred from Fred said I'm trying to read both. Fred said he knew this was going to happen.
I don't know how he knew this, but he's crazy like
Fred,
that.
he didn't know nothing. Any more than Bill did. All
Yeah.
right.
Hey,
Okay,
Bill,
what,
someone's asking a question, Bill. Someone's never tried your products. I don't know what country they've been from, but if they were to try a product from your company, what would it be first?
I don't know, Mike. That's like picking a child that you like the most. Literally.
For me, I would say inner space. That's for me. I would say inner space.
I absolutely love inner space.
Yeah, we're not that bright. So every once in a while we hit on one that's like, oh boy. And the inner space I've really been into lately.
You killed it with inner space, Bill. I tell you that right now. I mean, you crushed it with inner space. It's freaking awesome.
Thank you, because you know what? I mixed it in a red Solo cup and was playing around. Trying to get the of matte finish, and we just lucked out on that. It just turned out to be such a fun product, and as a matter of fact, my wife is driving to Vegas tomorrow, so I went to her car and interspaced it this morning. So
nice.
What would I be doing when I'm not working? That's the kind of stuff I do. So.
And to get free shipping, you'd get Ceramic Slam and inner space and Ignite Wash.
Yeah.
Those would be the three things you would want. I think Ignite, Ceramic Slam, inner space. If you have leather interior, I forgot what that leather treatment's called because it's silver, so I can't see the name from here.
No, slather.
Slather.
Yeah.
Slather. Those would be, I would think, the four main things you would have to have. The rest of it would be, you get when you want it.
Double tap?
Yeah.
Double tap is for sure what I want.
If you want to wash your car, double tap's good stuff. Yep.
Okay, you guys have got to stop. I'm going to start crying in a minute.
Oh man! Speaking of that, what's question number 2? Let's get these questions over with.
Well, it's interesting because when you asked Bill what his favorite product from Lithium was, he actually alluded to this. Of all your children, Bill, which one do you love the most?
The one that
okay, wait. I'm kidding. That one. That's not enough. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. They're all
because Josh might be watching.
There's proof right here. Yeah, you don't want that on video.
Yeah, exactly. Here is the second question. This is a statement. My connection to detailing stems back to
the friend that I have, who is a dear friend of mine, who is a fly fishing buddy as well. We used to detail cars all the time, and he's a chemist. And I don't want to make the story painful, but I was always mixing waxes in an old set of pots down in our basement on a Bunsen burner, just cooking stuff up. And I went fly fishing with him, and I said, you know what? I got to find a better way here because everything I'm using turns to chalk. And he goes, it's because you're emulsifying it with solvents like everybody else. And I'm like, you're right. And he said, these solvents are flashing off and leaving the waxes and all the other things behind. And so as soon as he said that, he literally was pissed because I didn't want to stay on the river fishing. I wanted to run back home and start playing around. And I started mixing all these ingredients like avocado seed oil and grapeseed oil and anything that said antioxidant on it, not because I thought it really would take away oxidation on the car, but it just kind of resonated. And we came up with a formula together because he wanted me to go fishing again. And that was, we called it Autoderm. And what we did is we took all these carnubas and various, I can't even remember the lipids and things we mixed with it, but then we used avocado seed oil. And I sold them out of the back of a magazine called Excellence Magazine.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was so funny because we made all these tubes and called it Autoderm, and I put it in the back of the magazine, and orders started coming in just like the old days. They'd write another order on there and mail it to you. That dates me, I know. I apologize.
Well, what era are we talking here? Was this 10 years ago? Was this in the early 50s? When was this?
This was back in 93, I believe. No, 94.
Okay.
And so we were selling maybe
6 years old.
7 or 8.
I just graduated from high school.
Yeah. And so I was 25, 26 years old, and we were selling about 300 or 400 tubes a month, maybe 500. But it wasn't enough to make a living on. And I had another company that I'd started that was just paying my bills. and this was just a passion. And there was no way to get distribution back then unless you got into a Pep Boys or a Checker, and they were not gonna order $19.95 a tube for some weird box. But that's how we did it, and I keep selling it because I didn't see a future in it. But I kept making stuff all the time just for my own cars, and that's how it all got together. So
that's amazing. I know that story resonates with a lot of big American brands. I was a big Oakley guy. A lot of people know I used to collect Oakley, and Jim Gennard made his fortune selling bicycle grips out of the back of his car at the BMX park where he lived in California. Yeah. So this is such a wonderful American story. Have you kept any of those old products?
I have, actually. They're sitting on a shelf in my office. I'll have to send you guys a picture because it's so funny to look at it.
Yeah.
And, it was in a squeeze tube, just like you would squeeze out shampoo or something. And I just wanted it to be easy to use, and it was a pain in the butt. And I'd be sealing the tops with a hand sealer, and trying to crimp it down after squirting in the wax. And it was pretty fun. And I absolutely loved it. And I tried to give that business away to 3 or 4 buddies and said, "No, this is it. You got to understand this." And they'd be like, "Yeah, I got things going on." I'm like, "Come on, you can have it. Just don't let it die." And so that's kind of how it went.
What a story. That is amazing. Well, let's and if viewers, if you've got comments, Mike.
So Tim Brown's got a question that I do remember this answer from last time we were on the show. Tim Brown says, "How did Bill come up with the name?"
That's kind of a funny story, Tim, because I think names give a life to something, and they give, they bring it to life. And anyone who ever comes to me and says, "How do I get here? And how do I take my business?" I said, name it first. It's like naming your child, and it gives it a soul. And so I was sitting there, and I was sitting in my lab, and I have a periodical chart up there. And I was kind of flipping through the definitions of how things happen. And I read that lithium was the only element in the universe that gives off more energy than it takes in. And I thought, well, that's kind of cool. And it just kind of resonated with me. So I used the element chart logo, the LI, and just drew it out on a napkin and ran upstairs and said, "Honey, what do you think of this?" And she goes, "That's pretty good." So that's how it kind of came together.
Nice.
That's really cool. That's cool.
I love the look of your products, and I love your names. I love the personality that comes through with the description.
I love the freaking logos, man. How about that sticker, right, Rick? That's the coolest sticker I've gotten.
Yeah, I used it on the thumbnail for this live stream because it's such a cool sticker. All right.
Well, thanks, Rick. That does mean a lot, though, because I don't want to make this show about me because I'd rather talk about you guys. But it's just one of those things where it is kind of a soul thing for me, and I just write copy like I would like to talk to you guys, and I do things that people proofread it and go, "Oh, Fred, who's watching, I think we talk all the time. He's such a good man, and he's got some friends that are PhDs in writing, and they got a hold of some of the things we wrote and about vomiting in their mouth. I think they're like, "Oh, this guy's the worst writer on the planet." But I decided that I really actually enjoy bad writing. It's just funner to read. And so
I teach kids how to write. Well, I help them perfect and develop their writing style. And what you have is something that I try to teach called voice. And it comes through with what you write. And it's something that I find very hard to teach. People seem to either have it or they don't. And I love reading your labels. 32 ounces of awesomeness and stuff like that. Like it's just,
Bill, your paragraphs you put in there and the descriptions are freaking awesome. I mean, was it you or Josh who came up with something like this?
Well, I've been writing product stuff for a long time, and the first company I ever did, I took my catalog up to my wife, and I'm like, because she's my best fan and biggest critic at the same time, and she's a lot brighter than I am. So I'm like, "Honey, what do you think about
that? We saw that when she came backstage.
Yeah, she's a lot smarter than I am. And she reads through it and she's like, "I think you're a great guy, but you really can't print this."
Print.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then I said to myself,
That's when you go.
why I want to do it. And she goes, okay. And she has her own business as well. So she has a different style than I do, but mine was a little different. But it was funny because we got more comments on the first catalog. It was absolutely irreverent, absolutely, just how I would talk to a buddy over a beer. And it just seemed to work. And then we never turned back.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
You're going to love your stuff, boy.
Let's go to number 3. What do you think?
You guys are awesome.
How about this one? The thing I love most about my job is?
Absolutely everything. And that's not I'm not trying to be cliche, but okay, so we do a little show that's painful to watch. But in the last show, we decided to do a little segment where we talked about you guys. And we mentioned all you guys in it. And I'm wearing a Taco Smurf shirt. And I don't know if you've ever seen it, Rick, before. It's called Detail and Bail. And
check this out. I'm so busy with work, I don't have time to check out YouTube anymore.
No, but
dude, you better go to Detail and Bail and click subscribe right now. You gotta watch his videos. They're great.
So funny because what we do is we go out and find. Comes from my childhood. We go out and find POS cars that are under $5,000, but they have to have a soul. And so I spent all of my college years buying these crappy cars and doing whatever I could to fix them up. And that's sort of how the whole detailing thing got into play. And then I'd flip them and pay tuition and then go out and buy a new one as soon as I could. And this is what we did is we decided we wanted a segment where we talk about all you guys because I've been in a lot of industries with different companies that I've owned and never have I loved an industry like this. Most of the time I'm like, okay, I got to go hump a leg today just to get it done. But Eric and I are emailing back and forth. Mike and I email back and forth, and it's just so much fun that I love the people in it. Keith. So here's Keith right here. Keith Fireberg. I love this guy. And we talk and go back and forth and stuff all the time. And, I meet so many great people here, but I think the people and absolutely trying to turn something of beauty like a car into just one step better. And I obsess over it. I just really absolutely love it. It's very hard for me. I think you're a better business person when you're not so passionate about what you do, because it's really tough to get me out of the back. And my other companies, I like the industries and they're okay, but I was a better businessman because I wasn't personally attached to it. And here I am. So you kind of I get to work at 5 a.m. so I can dink around in the lab for, 2 hours. And then it's hard to get me back to the desk to do the things that have to happen. So sorry for the elongated answer.
No.
Okay. That's totally fine, Bill. That's what we want, man.
So 23 Do the Dude has a question, but the question, I know you know your product well. I know you know other products well. So his question is he heard lithium products are a tad bit more expensive than others, but they work extremely well. Why are they more expensive?
Well, the funny thing is we never, ever built products to sell. I just always built them to be the very best. And then when I sold my last company, I said, I've got to finally do something that doesn't suck my soul dry. I started Lithium and I looked up and I'm like, so I won't use profanities, but I'm like, holy shit, this is nobody's going to pay that kind of money. And then I thought, you know what? I just got to do it. I can't keep working towards what the market wants. We just got to use the best ingredients we know how and try to make the very best thing we can. And honestly, I have got every product that was ever made by mankind to detail a car. And I know them all, and I know who does it well, and I know who doesn't. And if we're not better than anything, there's 120 different things we've done that I'm just like, no, those guys kick our ass. Get it out of here. Until we're better than that, don't even bring it out. And it's still a subjective thing. So I apologize. I don't mean for our stuff to be expensive or anything, but we never plan around cost. We just kind of plan around what does it take to make it best, better, and go from there.
Got you.
I got it. I get it.
Definitely, for sure.
So Tim is one of your fans of using Color Crush. He absolutely loves your Color Crush. He says he wants to know what makes or how did you make Color Crush pop color so well.
Well, the big thing that I started doing, I learned from the days of making autoderm and the solvents involved is there is a ton of ways to make things shine quick in the short game. But what we decided is everything that we were going to mix would have, for double tap, for example, with essential oils in it and things like this, it would actually be good for the surface because what happens when you use harsh chemicals, they actually will make things look good at first, but in the long term, they cause more harm because when they flash off the surface, they take all manners of things with them. It's like when rain falls down in a salt in the ocean, it takes fresh water with it and leaves the salt behind. And that's sort of what we started doing. So we put conditioners in just about everything we do, just little chemicals or something all natural, a rare oil or, something that we would think would hydrate it. And a lot of people say, yes, you can't hydrate something that's, not biological. But it's not true because you can say, oh, you can't condition leather because it's got a urethane coating on it. Leave your leather though with the coating or without, leave it alone for 3 years and watch how it looks. It never, you know what I mean? The stuff, if you do it, it'll look brand new in 3 years or it'll look like crap in 3 years. So everyone says, oh, that's not possible. That scientifically isn't proven. But we just try things that seem like they would make something better, more healthy.
I didn't think I was going to learn this much on a Saturday.
I'm sorry.
That's why we got you, Rick.
And
I'm going to go tell my wife everything that I learned, and she's going to pretend she's not interested.
You're not going to remember half the stuff.
They're good at that, Rick. They're good at that.
Yes.
Yeah, they're fakers. Okay, we're going to go to number 4 because Mike keeps bringing in all these questions from our audience, which happens later in the show.
Excuse me. Sorry. There's so many people watching on a double live stream today.
I'm just an assistant.
And I excuse you, Mike, because you're excited because you got Papa sitting right to your right there.
I'm excited because he's got Papa sitting there.
I sure hope you guys have some kind of dance planned or something.
I don't see Rick coming over here and saying, "Hey, can I come sit with you guys?"
It will happen.
It will happen.
Bill's going to fly me down on his private jet. 3
I
years.
will.
I'm going to greet you with a nice cold pop and a decal.
I love lithium decals. Okay, number 4, Bill. If I could instantly gain expertise in something, it would be chemistry.
Yes, I absolutely suck at it, and I make everyone that actually takes the products and measures them out. They're like, your recipe is so far off. How'd you even get there? I'm like, it's the premise. It's the 30,000-foot view.
Yeah, it's a base point.
Yeah, and they're like, you can't add this, and this. I'm like, why not? I did it at home and it seemed to work. Yeah. Stabilization. It's got to last. It's got to be It's got to have shelf life. And I'm like, all right, sorry.
All right. Yeah.
So let me ask you, Bill. You just got an email that went out a couple of days ago about you were looking for some people for some testers. You want to tell us what's going on?
Yeah. Well, we hate to do things in a vacuum, and so the best thing we can do is kind of get our teeth kicked in early on in the game. So we reach out whenever we have a new product and we say, hey, who's ever out there who watches us, does whatever, we would love for you to be part of the process here. So when a product is about 90% there, that gives you enough, we found, to give you the full experience of using it, but enough time and enough runway to go and make changes when you hear good ideas. And so we've got a new product coming out that I'm just excited about, and we call it. Okay, the thing about it is we stayed away from graphene forever because I just could not figure for the life of me how it was bringing value to the product. And I'm like, I just don't see that mixing, and Eric and I have had this conversation, I think months ago, but I just don't see how mixing carbon with something is just going to do anything. And, so we started doing everything we could to try to emulsify it right. And it turns out the graphene does have some amazing qualities, but we were just kind of looking in the wrong place. And one of the places we found that it really clings to on a molecular level is to plastics. And it's a very poor thermal conductor, so it makes things a little less hot. It actually is a great gas shield. so oxygen can't penetrate surfaces. And so we started playing around with it for plastic surfaces, and it was just amazing. So we've got a new trim product out, and it's part of our new G series. And Eric, I think I sent you over mock-ups and things of the packaging a while back, and we talked about it a little. And so, but I'm proud of it as far as how well it works. But we're introducing it in a new way, and there's a product there that we use called Cerakote that actually is a great product, and I thought they did a great job on it. I thought, well, we're not going that direction. We're not doing this. We figured out a way to impregnate medical grade sponges with this graphene, and when you put it on the plastic, it's just easy to steer, easy to control. You get exact the amount of substances, and all of you guys will be getting some next week. I didn't mean to just invade your space, but there'll be some landed on your doorstep. But we would love for you to try it. We think it's going to really change the way that things are done in that area. And then we've got about 4 or 5 other products that we think we've got about there for putting graphene in, and half of them, more than half of them just didn't work. And we're like, yeah, okay. Shouldn't order all those labels, I guess, huh?
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Really, I am.
Yeah, Bill is spilling the beans, Fred. You're right. Fred knows a lot about it because Fred is a great marketer. And so
yes, he is.
I bounce things out.
Black beans or pinto beans?
Are we going to be seeing any of these beans in the glove box coming soon?
Yeah. No, in the glove box, it will be a little bit because literally, we have been in the back putting these products together by hand, just trying to get them to get to that next level. And the big thing about, doing what we do on a bootstrapping kind of thing is you really have to prove your concept out before you go all in 100%. And that's where we always reach out to people to test it for us and try it. And honestly, we do it just so we can. There's so many people with good ideas out there that we never think of. I'm just like, oh wow, that's awesome. Let's try that. So,
well, you can invade my space anytime.
You're a good man, Rick.
You can get in his inner space.
That's what she said.
Oh,
that was punny.
As long as there's no slather all over the place.
Yeah, don't slather all over the place.
No promises. Okay, number 5 is it really touches on what you were just talking about, Bill. Something I see happening in the world of detailing that I really like is,
well, just as much as formulas and new technologies, because there's always a new technology, whether it's Teflon in the 90s or whatever happens, there's always something. And so that's always fun because it's our job to kind of kick every stone and try it out. But what I really see that transpired in the detailing world between our first product and where we're at now, it's just the absolute passion for it. You know what I mean? It was something done by professionals years ago, and that was it. You dropped off your wife's car and they made it look nice and you picked it up, and that was it. But there is such a great tribe of people out there now that are just as passionate as we all are about doing their own cars. And I got to tell you guys, when we pass out a survey to say you want to be a tester, here's a little taste of what we're building in the kitchen today. The amount of time that people put into answering your questions and giving you advice and help absolutely floors me. And that's why like I said earlier, I absolutely love this industry. And I'll get on the phone with customers and we talk for hours. I'm just like, okay, I got a business to run, and I love it. And I would talk to you forever, and so I've got this Porsche that the leather's pulling off on the dash a little bit. How do I, and we just talk and shoot the shit. And it's just fun for me. And so I absolutely have the question there, Rick. I didn't answer it well.
No, you did.
It turning into a group of people who are passionate about something. Like you would have a group of people who love soccer or football all come together, and it's just fun to see.
Yeah, I've seen it in the last 10 years since I've lived in this neighborhood. I was the only weirdo back then who really gave a crap about washing his car, detailing. And, this might have something to do with my personality. I doubt it. it spreads, right? Like it is something, the detailing is definitely spreading. I think it's having its heyday. I think there's going to be a Netflix series at some point, and Netflix, if you're watching, I'm available.
Me too.
Yeah.
Papa, Mike, you could be my co-stars.
Yeah.
Right? I need some henchmen. All right, Bill. Now this number 6 builds right off of number 5. Something I see happening in the world of detailing that I don't really like is.
And I might be treading on dangerous territory here. I don't mean to, because I respect everyone's ability to make a living and go out and build a business. But I see just a lot of wham, bam, thank you, ma'am stuff coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Just put my label on it, throw it out the door, and let's see what happens, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But
There's a Canadian just did that.
Well, you know, I love anyone who's going to make it, and I never see it as a net sum loss of the more people there are, the less pie there is, because there's always enough for people who are passionate about it and want to make something cool. Then I'm all for it. And I just think that you sell enough stuff out there that doesn't work, and then everyone's suspicious of the industry as a whole. And that scares me a little bit, where people are like, oh, that snake oil stuff I bought is crap. And I just don't want it to get that way.
Detailing Wars. That's a good one, Tim. The Netflix series Detailing Wars.
Yes.
Starring Rick and co-host Smurf and co-host Mike and co-host Bill and co-host.
No, that would be a love fest. That wouldn't be a war. That would be a love fest. All right. So, Bill, I want to piggyback on what you were just saying, because these friends of mine that come to me and they're like, Rick, I want to get into detailing. I want to take better care of my car. And the one thing that I think really stands in their way is what you were just saying, is that the market is saturated with a lot of fly-by-night and confusing brands and confusing products. And no one likes to get burned. But, it wouldn't be, it's not easy for a novice to walk into a detailing place or go on a website and even know what this stuff is.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what my point is. It's just something that I see that kind of concerns me. Like, it could be, well, I don't know what you do about it. You just sort of help them navigate their way through. But in the last 10 years, the amount of products available on the market is probably, multiplied by 100.
Oh, if I had half a brain, Rick, when I saw the number of products out there, I would have gone back to law school or something. Hell, you just kind of get and go. There's so much out there, and it's crazy. But then I got back to the point where I just did it for the sake of kind of doing my art, doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't really matter. You kind of go back to your wife and say, yeah, I don't make a good living, but I am a loving father. So you just keep making a living and I'll keep doing this.
I'm just going to write that down. Could you just say that again slowly?
What's up, Brad? Brad's in the building with glove box. Welcome in, brother.
Hey, Brad.
Brad, what's up, brother?
There's a man with the passion. There is a man with
the family. I'm pretty sure you know probably 90% of everybody in here.
All right. Well, Bill, I'm loving these responses. I know everyone is. Let's go to number 7. For me, success is defined by
freedom to make a wax company and, not really worry about whether or not it resonates with everybody, but it's what I want to wake up and do every day. And if it doesn't, we come back to making a living thing. But you know what? I swear, I got to the point where I was in the corporate world after I sold my last company, and my wife would say, "You look like you've lost something." And I'm like, "I have. It's called a soul."
Oh man!
And that to me is just being able to get up and do what I love to do every day. That is absolutely it.
Yeah, because there's a part of me that doesn't want to combine what I really love with my job. You know what I mean? I know Mike and I and Papa, we've talked about this. If we were full-time detailers, we might not have the same passion we have for it.
Yeah,
definitely.
So
I guess for you, like you found that balance though, right?
But I do see the business side of it starts to grind, and it does take away. And I was in the hunting and fishing industry for years, and I would watch these guys who absolutely love fishing go under every day because they were so into the fishing part, and they wouldn't look at their balance sheet. And, pretty soon the banker's knocking on the door. And so try to find that balance. But I'm in a position that I work with people who are a lot smarter than me. So they really don't care if I'm paying attention or not. Sometimes it's better because I don't ask a lot of questions then, but it's better.
Well, it's important to surround yourself with smart people. Sounds like you've done a good job of that.
Especially when you have my IQ, Rick. It is important.
I got one.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are funny. All right, number 8. So this is in the next year. What's a goal you would like to see would like to achieve next year?
Well, I mean, aside from painful little goals that I write down and people don't really care about, I guess the goal I would like to achieve is not so much professional, but I like finding cars all over the country and buying them sight unseen and seeing what the surprise is when I get there and drive them home. And so I really want to get a special car and find it and drive it back and just turn it into something cool. So
that's awesome.
Do you drive them all back, or do you have to tow any of them at any point?
No, I drive them all back. Some of them are scarier than others. And we found an old Corvette in a field about 6 hours away a couple of months ago. And oh, geez, that was a trip. Only one headlight came up, and I taped my phone to the other side to kind of give it so there's light, and turned on the heater and stuff's coming out of everything. But it was fun. But I don't know. As far as business goals, though, we just want to. I don't want to take our products where we have too many. I only want to do, but we're kind of prolific in always talking about what could be better, and that always leads to running in the back and throwing stuff together. But then sometimes we put a kibosh on it and say, and any good business school teacher will tell you, well, you got to have some defense where they don't have to go to your competition to get something, but they do sometimes. We'll send them to our competitors who we think do it well if we don't, just because we can't get there yet. So.
Well, that's awesome. All right. Here's one. Here's a good one. Number 9. One thing I know now that I wish I would have known back then is
still kind of tricky.
Wow, you guys could get a list for this. You could write down a whole list of things that I wish I knew that.
You got nothing but time.
Yeah, but if I had to say one thing, it was just don't get too hung up on the details. Just go in and do what you love to do. Watch the numbers and make sure you're not doing something stupid. Watch the data and just enjoy yourself. I mean, I spent most of my time in my early business years sucking my thumb, because I would wake up in the morning so scared, and my wife would be, "Oh, look at what I bought for the kids today." I'm like, "Oh, Jesus, I just got to make payroll." And I'm like, And so I try to filter my family from the chaos that was going on in my life at my workplace. And when I look back at it now, if I would have just had fun doing it and not been so uptight, but I was basically unemployable. So you kind of go, I better figure this out or I'm in big trouble. So I don't know. Just have a better time.
Well, you know what? That is great advice for anyone of any age. And it brings us to our final statement. And this one's a little bit of a departure. It's a little bit fun. Number 10, a recent purchase that has left me highly satisfied is?
That's a great question.
Yes. That's a tough one too, because it makes you sound materialistic, but I love cars. So I bought a Jag F-Type a couple months ago, and that thing makes me smile every time.
What year?
It is a 2016. And it was that thing is just, it's insanity how fun that car is. And so I was just.
Is it supercharged?
Yeah. And it's black and it's what I always wanted, kind of, I thought, but I don't really like owning cars too long either, because then I get bored with them. But I just get it. That was one car that I just absolutely been enamored with. And
those things are.
Yeah. The sound of the noise the engine makes is just like, it's like.
What? Something like that.
And one thing I appreciate about them is they're not overly expensive.
No,
I
wouldn't have one if it was. I couldn't afford it. So that's what made it fun.
Yeah, that's right. That's
like the CTSV of GM. You know, it's like the luxury Camaro. That's how I see it. You know, or the Jaguars. Like, I'm pretty sure. What do they have the 5.2? Do they have the 5-liter, the Coyote in them? Just supercharged?
They've got two different versions. They've got a 540 horsepower version, which I drove, and it was just over. You know, there's a sweet spot for the horsepower to weight ratio, and that was, I got the S model that was 340, and they have one below that that's 300, and the 340 kind of fit there. But I was pulling out of my driveway about 3 weeks ago, and my sweet little neighbor was walking down the street with her husband. She goes, "Midlife crisis, huh, Bill?" And I'm like, sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Sorry, but I was like,
"Oh no,
yeah,
I've had 4 midlife crises."
Yes.
So, Bill, let me ask you this: obviously you already put some protection. You cleaned it up. What'd you use?
Actually, I used everyone else's ceramic coating, but just so I could see how it worked.
Oh, really? Good for you.
Smoking like a true enthusiast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I just use our stuff that we're thinking around with, I never learn anything. So literally there's 6 panels on that thing that I focused on, and there's 6 different brands of ceramic. A lot of people out there making parts. You know, I was just like, damn it, I don't know if we can beat this. And I'd be, and they did some good.
Well, I think you did probably the best job. Not that we're keeping score, but I really appreciated all your insights, Bill. And like with these live streams, like the selfish part of me is I do learn through others. I've learned through Eric. I've learned through Mike. I know you guys probably agree, but you've given me a lot to think about because, you know, teaching has got a lifespan. There's only so many years you can handle the kids before you got to say, I got to go to the garage.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in there for a month. Nobody bother me. Well,
I've got my cot set up.
So, hey, Bill, are you going to be getting anything going to Canada anytime soon?
Oh, they got good representation up in Carzilla.
Oh, do they?
Chris, okay. Job for us.
Yeah.
What about merch?
Nothing yet. We've always played around with it, but this business is like building an airplane while you're flying it.
Yeah.
Always trying to not crashing into the mountain and make sure that you're putting the seats in the right place at the same time. So, everyone at the office is like, merchandise. And I'm like, I don't know that anyone gives a shit about us enough to wear our stuff. I don't know about it. And they're like, well, Taco Smurf. And
the important people.
Yeah, the important people. And I want you to know that my daughter does wear a Taco Smurf shirt 3 days out of the week to go to bed in at night. So she saw that. She saw the video and she always watches them. And she goes, "Can I have that shirt, Dad?" I love Smurfs. And I'm like, well, Eric's not exactly a Smurf, so to speak. She goes, "It's a shirt." So,
but he loves tacos.
Yes, he does.
I ate about 6 or 7 right before this.
He sure did too. So,
that is great. That is great.
Inappropriate.
Chris.
Inappropriate.
Yes.
But hilarious.
You should have it instead of just saying it. It's like it has a car below it, like the silhouette of a car, and it says, "I double tap that."
I like
Guys, Bill's way too classy for that kind of crass humor. Chris Morgan, you're a disappointment.
Yes, thank you.
Look. Anyway, back to just Mike asked about Canadian distribution. It was probably 6 months ago, maybe a year ago, where Lithium came on the radar for me. And I walked into Carzilla, and Chris said, "You got to try some of these new products from this company called Lithium." And he supplied me with a few to get me going.
Oh, God bless you, Chris.
Oh, he's been, he's great for every brand. Like any brand that isn't dealing with Carzilla, I don't know what your problem is, because he's easily become the foremost distributor within Canada. And
he is one of the few retailers that I actually will reach out to and say, "What did you think about that product? Tell me," because he's got good insight and he's just a good guy.
Well, I go in there all the time. Like I'll be in the middle of a project, I'll run out of something, I'll whip up to the shop. And he's always there. Like the guy lives at the shop, but every product I ask him about, he's tried it out. And I'm like, when do you do all of this, Chris? You're at the shop 6 days a week from 10 till 6. And he's got a wife and he's got family, and he really does try the products and he knows so much about them. But if he gives you feedback, it's not just like, oh, well, yeah, it was good. Like he knows what he's talking about. So I'm glad you guys were able to connect.
One day I'm going to visit Carzilla. And you, Rick.
Oh, yeah. This summer went so fast. I was really hoping to have some kind of event there where people from the local area, we could all head there. But, man, the summer just flew by, and I'm back to work. But, yeah.
Chris is cool because I just got the new ShineMate, and I actually ordered the wrong one. And he actually called me up and says, "Hey, I think you made a mistake in your order. Did you actually want this one?" I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, no problem.
Yeah.
It's on the way. And so, I mean, most companies probably wouldn't even have noticed that and the fact that he actually took his time and actually read my order and says, let me double check to make sure this is what he wanted. It was very, very impressive for me.
Well, I guarantee my detailing passion would not have got to where it is without him and having access to him in his store. And he's just so careful about he's curated his store. He doesn't just take anything and just pack the shelves with all kinds of stuff. He's one of the best in the game, if you ask me.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
So Clifford earlier was asking a question, kind of like midway through the 10 questions about, Bill, where do you see Lithium in 5 years? And do you ever, I believe it was, are you going to offer maybe classes to learn how to use all your products? I believe that was your question, Clifford. So 5 years from now, where do you see Lithium? And do you see yourself maybe offering classes?
We love to teach as much. I mean, I absolutely love teaching, and I'm not that good at it, but I love to take the neighbor kids and stuff, and they're like, "Hey, my dad just got me this Jeep Cherokee," and you're just like, "Come on over, let's get it looking right for you." Give them a bunch of products. And I love to teach kids. Just
definitely.
I don't know that I'm good at it, that I could offer a level of expertise that some other people can have. But what we would like to teach people is what makes good products versus bad products. And that can be a subjective thing as well, because I don't care what you do. Somebody likes something else or something different. But I don't know. I didn't answer that question well at all, but I don't see us teaching like that. I see us teaching about why we do things the way we do. And I don't think our level of expertise that would add any value to that. But I do see, I just want Lithium to be respected in the industry. That's all I care about, is my peers look at it and go, whether I think you're the best or you're not, you did a hell of a good job. You guys did it honestly. You did it with integrity. You took care of your customers. And if that was it, I would consider it a win. So.
How will you know, Bill? Like, do you speak to people that own other companies? Like, how will you know when you've hit that point where you have that respect?
I think that's a great question, Rick, because I think it comes down to, you kind of learn it in a serendipitous sort of way. You can be at SEMA and someone says, "Oh, what'd you do with this stuff?" And you can do different things. And I don't want to wax too philosophical, but in my past business, there was a guy named Dana Gleason, and he was the king of the industry. And he came from a company called Dana Design. And they made the best packs and stuff in the world for mountaineering. And when I was brand new in the industry, in most of the trade shows, everyone's hiding their price list. They're doing all, like, "Don't come near us, and you're a competitor." He comes walking right into our booth, And I wanted to kiss his ring because he was like a god to me. And I'm this young guy and he's this old guy. And he just hands me over his price list and his catalog and he sits down and goes, "What's ailing your business?" I'm thinking, how does he know that? But he was dead on because it was ailing us. We were getting our asses handed back to us. And he sat down and took me through the whole industry of how it worked, what it did, what his prices were, what his margins were, how he distributed. And I just thought, you know what? That guy didn't have to do any of that. And he made such an impact on me that we talk to people all the time. You could call me up and say, "Hey, Ethos is on the phone and they want to know what you're doing to emulsify this oxide graphene stuff." I'd jump on the phone in a heartbeat and go, "This is what's kicking our butt. What do you guys think?" And I do it constantly with other companies just to see, how do we get together? It's not something where you're gonna lose if I win or vice versa. It's something that we can all drive an industry forward if we get together and talk about what works and what doesn't. So I got off the table. I apologize. It was an easy question that I turned painful, guys, and I apologize for that.
No apologies needed, man. This info is awesome.
Yeah. So who runs your social media? Is that you or Josh?
That's me.
So what impact do you think the social media or YouTube has had in the detailing industry?
Great question.
I don't know that we've had any real impact yet. I think it takes more time than that. And I'm just grateful that we sell as much as we do. I honestly look at our sales in the day and I'm like, because it floors me, but I don't, there's so many people that have been doing it so well for so long that have really done things for the industry. We're just
So let me ask you this, Bill. And I know some companies ain't watching, so it's okay. You can say this. So if you were to see a chart of your sales and other companies' sales, where would you see yourself compared to others?
I don't really know if.
Well, I mean, like your opinion.
In our opinion, it's easy to grow from zero, and that's what we've done. Companies that are really have done what it gets tougher each year. But what we're at, I think our sales were up 87% over last year, and that's about as much growth as I would allow to happen right now without things getting out of control and infrastructure kind of imploding on itself. Because I got to tell you, I'm in the back usually the last 2 hours of the day helping to ship because everyone's back there looking at me like, "Yo, mother, we're drowning back here." And so getting it to catch up with itself has been kind of tough. And I don't know what's caused that. I'm just grateful. And there's so many people that are doing great stuff.
So would you say like you're at a comfortable spot right now with the way things are flowing at Lithium?
Oh, hell no, it's a shit show. I mean,
that keeps you on your toes though, right?
If I'm ever comfortable, Eric, I'm going to call you and go, something's wrong, because I don't believe there's any such thing as comfort. I'm stressed if it's slow one day. I'm stressed if it's busy. I'm stressed if something works because I want it to work better and I hope it wasn't a fluke. And I'm stressed if it sucked. So I don't know. Yeah, never comfort have I felt in my life. So,
hey, Bill, are you going to be at SEMA this year?
Probably yes. And I love going there. I just love the whole pageantry and shenanigans of the place. It's like a circus. But is it good for our business? I don't know.
Yeah. Are you gonna have like a booth set up, or are you just going to go?
No, well, we had a booth year before last, before COVID, and I met a lot of our people there, and that sell our stuff or have used it, and it was so fun.
Do you need someone to bring their truck up there and haul you to SEMA? Because I have a truck, and you're not far from Utah. I can drive over there and pick you and your stuff up and take you to SEMA. I have no problem with that. You just got to get me in.
Oh, heck yeah. We roll large when we're in Vegas too. I think we stay in the basement of the Circus for $29.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm in heaven.
Make it rain. We all meet at the arcade, right?
was like stale beer. It's like, this is how it should be.
Thanks. First class.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've never been to SEMA. If there's any big shots out there that want to take a Canadian teacher to SEMA, I'll go.
You know what? Listen, for all your big shots, Canadians cannot come to the U.S., but these two guys are already here, and we would be more than happy to go see before you. So don't listen to the Canadian.
Send me a postcard.
I'll video chat with you while I'm there, Rick, so you can be there with me.
Yeah.
Thanks. You know what? I was almost going to go to. I had an offer to go to SEMA to be a brand ambassador with Swiss Tracks, and then COVID hit.
Dang.
So hit them up now. Hey, let's go. Light a fire under their butt. Let's go right now.
Ownership changes and everything over there.
Jay Canfield, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time, Jay. Next Sunday.
What's with all these people heading to bed? It's so early.
I'll tell you.
Some people don't live in early states like us in California.
It's
only like 7 o'clock here. Some people it's like 10 o'clock there.
You know, Bill left a wedding in the middle of the nuptials just to come join us. You know, these people
He said, "Hurry up, get it over with."
Yeah.
It's so funny. I can't even tell you how many dirty looks I got from my wife because I kept checking my watch. I gotta go.
But now that she sees who you were rushing home to talk to, she must understand.
I know. I said, no, these guys are players. I got to get my A home.
Right.
Clifford, when you left, we got your question up there. And yes, we did get your questions up there. So you know what? Just for you, you're going to have to go back and watch this whole thing again.
And we won't tell you.
We literally just asked your question as soon as we got done about
10
minutes ago. Not even 10 minutes ago.
Yep.
So we're at the hour and 21 mark.
Bother.
So about an hour and 10 minutes, I asked your question.
Yeah.
I didn't forget about you.
Bill said everyone got T-shirts that were watching, but since you weren't watching Clifford, no T-shirts for you.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized I can fly to the States, but I just can't drive through.
There you go.
If you fly to SFO, San Francisco, I'll pick you up and we'll drive to Utah from there. We'll pick up Bill and we'll go straight to Vegas.
Indeed.
I would rather go in a Jag, though, than a Ford.
Like 12 hours?
I'm more Jag than I am Ford F-350.
Is it in the same
All
direction?
right, I'm just cruising for some.
No.
So we'd have to go 6 hours,
Yeah.
and then like 15 hours to Vegas.
Well, no, because he's from Utah. We don't have to worry about going around stuff. We can cut straight down. So we're already planning our trip.
We're planning our trip, guys.
To get to Utah to pick Bill up, and then from Utah straight down to Vegas.
Boom, and we're there.
I think one day I was.
And we're sleeping in the basement of the hotel, so it's okay.
Circus.
There you go.
Hey, so your buddy, one of your biggest fans, Bill, Tim with Shine Your Light Detailing, he's got a question for you. Does Gloss Sauce give in the highest gloss of all your products?
No, not really. I wish it did. I think what's funny is Ignite really takes the gloss meter and puts it over the top, and I don't know. Carnauba is not a huge shiner as far as gloss. It's more of a warming sort of agent. It comes across nice and warm, but it's not a big knock your socks off sort of. Wow, look at that shine! But it deepens the look and rich the way it refracts the light. So I wish I had a really cool romantic answer like hell yeah, but it just doesn't.
Right on. So the one thing I did forget is, and it's totally my fault, I'm going to fix it in the descriptions after this, is in the descriptions down below, we've got 3 channels to subscribe to, which is Papa Smurf, Rick, me. I'm going to add the detail and Bale, which I'm brain dead. I forgot. Make sure you hit subscribe to all 4 of our channels. Do all that real quick because, the one thing though, Bill, I'll have to put you on blast on this, is consistency on giving us videos. You'll give us a video, but then we got to wait 3 weeks to get another one.
You know why?
Yeah, you know why, Mike?
That's what I want to know. Why?
No, here's the problem is the cars that we buy are usually so trashed, it takes us forever to get them done. And
take us through the process. We want to see the process.
Yeah, and we've been looking at the data to see if anyone, if besides my mom watching it, the 6 other people that do, we're like, okay,
Yeah.
everyone wants.
Okay, you'll get first from Puerto Rico.
Oh,
you be first.
Oh,
Then you get me, Tim, and Smurf, and shine your light. You get about 8 of us.
I'm on now.
All right, and now you're up to 9.
Everybody go subscribe to Detail and Bail right now.
Put it in your search, Detail and Bail.
It's a pretty painful show, folks, so don't do it. It's sad.
He's got like 4 subscribers right now. We need to get him to like 10 by the end of the night.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
No, but hey, Bill, you need to tell Josh. We want to see the whole process from the cockroaches all over the place to the bling bling on the way out.
Yes, and
we want to see it.
You know, Mike, though, the original premise of the show was nothing more than to do what I already do, and that's buy cars and like to fix them up and turn them into something. But we wanted to involve, if you watch the very first episode, God Save You, but what our idea was to involve people in the process of how we make products and what we do to get them. Now, when the kind of cars we use them, how we find out what works and what doesn't. So, you know, it's kind of that to something, but we love it.
Sorry, we're getting some feedback. Who's that? Mike, do you have
We should be getting no feedback. I'm not hearing any feedback on my side.
Blah blah. It's gone now.
Oh, is it gone? I don't know. Maybe it was just a glitch. I have no idea.
I think Papa's trying to sabotage this because he's jealous.
He went to go pay my water bill real quick because he keeps having to use my water, so he went to go pay the water bill.
You're leaving? You're going to leave
I'm not
alone?
No, I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, it's just going to be awkward silence. Bill and I are just going to look at each other.
I think we'd find plenty to talk about, Rick.
Oh, I could talk all night, but you got.
Oh, trust me, he can too.
All these life's lessons are swimming around in my head right now. I don't know what to do with them.
Disregard them, and that's my best advice.
Well, sometimes you do have to just put your head down and. Oh, and I was already subscribed to Detail and Bail.
So we picked up a few for you tonight, Bill. So
God bless you.
Because I've done that for you, I want to be able to see more videos. You tell Josh, get on it.
We will do that. And,
Mike is like a YouTube. He loves YouTube. So if you have a channel and you're not putting out content, Mike is not happy with you.
Yes. Yeah.
I will call you. Ask this guy. Wait, where's he at?
Yeah, it's
ask him. If you're not putting out content, I'm calling you. Ask, where's my video? It's Sunday. I didn't get nothing this week.
Well, you guys do great content, and we don't do that great of content, and it's very stressful for me because we have aspirations to do content. It's great, and then when I'm watching it, I'm like, what is that really doing for the brand? We love what we do on it. You know, we love to have dinks and detail cars and try to make them look good. So,
yeah.
Where's your product made from? Is it product in house? USA.
Everything is made. Well, most of the original stuff that when it starts out is made in our Salt Lake plant, and plant's a strong word, but yeah, we make it there, and then we push it over to a bigger production facility in California when we're ready. So
you know what? I can even pick up a couple of 50-gallon jugs for you and bring it free of charge.
There you go. Yes, we're kind of a hybrid. You know, we don't have big production facilities, so once something starts to move, then we have to move it out. So
I noticed a few videos back when you got it looked like a new studio. You got new walls, new lighting, new everything. Is that actually a new studio, or is that just a revamped studio?
No, it's actually a new building we moved into. We were just kind of bouncing off the walls in the scene. You know, every time we did a video, we had to move things and, you know, take shipping and put it over here, and take all the boxes of product and put it there, and bottle fillers over there, and we have to set up every time. So we got into a different building that we could have a designated studio for. So
when I first saw the video and you had your new video, your new studio, I'm like, holy shit, he's got new lighting, he's got the new lithium thing, your new walls. I'm like, dude, that's freaking awesome. I noticed it right off. I mean, it was like instant. I absolutely loved it right off the bat.
Yeah, we did too. It's so much fun to have that kind of room, and it's just such a great place to take cars because the lighting is so good. I just love to pull cars in there and just see what their real personality is.
So here we are in the Great White North. I think it's about.
Sorry, I was watching Detail and Bail.
That's all right. Hey, Bill, how do your 23 Do the Do wants to know how do the products perform in the sun? It's been crazy, 98 and 80% humidity. Hard to use anything that won't streak or smear. So what do you recommend if you're in the hot sun?
I'd pull it into the shade.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
I don't need to be snarky about that 23 because it's a great question, but you try to do certain things when you develop a product. And if you make sun being one of them, it completely can change how the product performs otherwise. So we just don't really pay much attention to that. But we don't use a lot of solvents or any of that stuff in our products. So they don't have a tendency to really be too bad in the sun. They work fairly decent. But if you throw anything on a hot surface,
yeah, definitely
reaction.
Yeah.
So, all right, everybody, before we get into the next segment, Papa Smurf has to make his exit. I have a little bit of a drive to go home. And, yeah, I just want to say thank you guys. Bill, by the way, Rick, Mike, I'm going to be listening on the way home. So,
I only say nice things. It's Mike that trashes you all the time.
He doesn't want us chokehold from these bad boys. You know what I mean?
No, it was Rick. It was Rick.
I just want to take the time.
Mike. After
I just want to say thank you to everybody on Mike's channel, on Rad's channel. We got both here, so it's kind of like I'm seeing both comments. Yeah. But Bill, thank you so much. I'll definitely be talking to you soon. Everybody in the comments, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Smurf's going to head home. I'm glad you liked the surprise Huachow with Smurf. So, yeah, I'm going to get ready to head home and eat some pizza probably because tacos and pizza are life. So, yeah.
Is Mike giving you any goodbye gifts? Is he sending you home with any merch or anything?
Wait. Come on now. You don't come to my house and not get hooked up.
Well, this is it, right?
You see what I brought him, right?
Another banner.
And he's hooking me up for a lot of stuff from my 5K giveaway. So those of you guys that pay attention to the channel and you watched all of my last video, you'll know.
If you guys did not watch his last video and did not watch it to the end, you're freaking nuts. You're missing something. That's all I gotta say is you're missing something.
Yeah.
You need to go watch after this live stream though, his last video all the way to the end. All right. That's all you gotta do. And then we'll see almost all of you next Friday, except for Bill, which we could keep Bill here. We're not letting go.
I'm just grateful you let me hang out with you. It's been awesome. So
no, you came back. That's what's awesome.
Eric, you travel safely, brother. We love you. We appreciate
Bill,
you.
Love you too, buddy. Rick, I'm gonna be listening, but you guys have an awesome night. I'm gonna get my car packed up and head home, and yeah, I'll talk to all you guys soon.
Drive safe, buddy.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Bob.
Yes.
Open the garage door. Wait. It's right behind it's on the upper part of the refrigerator. Up high. Behind the refrigerator. Yep, that one. Oh. You gotta play with it. There you go. Oh, mine's gotta open my garage door. It was open a little bit just for the air circulation, but he wouldn't be able to get out with all the stuff I'm sending him home with.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, all the lithium stuff I'll keep, all the chemical guys he's taking. I'm kidding.
You say that a lot, but I always see you using Chemical Guys products in your details.
I do use some.
His whole garage is Chemical Guys.
And it's stuff I can't reach. It's way up high.
Yeah. Yeah. But every company's always got something that I can work with. That's for sure.
Amen to that.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Mike? Why don't we hang around with Bill a little bit and let the rest of these people get on with the rest of their Saturday evenings? You look like you're fading there a little bit.
I'm good. Right? I can hang out for a little bit longer as long as Bill can stay awake.
I'm good. I'm loving it.
Nice.
So.
All right.
So,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh my gosh! So, Bill, earlier you were saying you were messing around with somebody else's ceramic coating.
Yeah.
How does it compare to your ceramic slam?
Favorably. I mean, they make good stuff.
Nice.
So, you know, getting that. I mean, we're talking. This is a game of centimeters, and trying to do things that you just kind of have to lay down what Nice.
We're gonna need to send a cop over to Mike's house there. I think he's gonna need a sobriety test here pretty quick.
Oh yeah, I don't have to go very far. I'm in my garage.
I just hope
I'm good. Hold on, and listen.
All right, guys, I'm just trying to carry all this stuff to the.
There's been a robbery.
Oh no!
That's funny.
Smurf got a nice shirt.
Nice.
Yeah.
Got a nice shirt. He got some 5K giveaway products. You know, gotta be helpful. You know, gotta contribute.
Is the 5K giveaway going to be open to Canadian Smurf followers?
Did you watch the last video?
Maybe.
Okay, well that's all I can tell you.
Hey, before I go, Bill, by the way, you want to contribute to a 5K giveaway? You want to send some lithium products my way? I can give them away.
I didn't want an awkward moment live like this, but I was hurt that you didn't call me and ask. I would have sent. I'm like, well, what are they doing without us?
It's happening on. Yes. It's happening on this Friday. Is going to be the live stream, so I don't want to put a crunch time on it. But if you can get it to me before Friday, I will make a custom lithium box, because what I'm doing is I save all my glove box detail boxes, and I'm building individual boxes out of products from my arsenal that I haven't used yet, because obviously my whole shelves are full. So I'm building these custom little boxes with microfibers, applicators, products, and I'm going to be giving all those away. So
absolutely, we'd love to be part of it. Do you mind if we send 2 of our products that we were just testing right now? Maybe 2 lucky guys can be part of the test team. We'll deputize them.
Yeah, we'll do that. We can do that for sure.
Yeah, it's never seen the light of day outside of our own place. So.
I'm doing a 10 subscriber giveaway.
Nice.
Get this guy out of here.
Get Mike out of there.
I'm kidding.
I would absolutely love that, Bill. I'll email you or give you a buzz here, and we'll talk more about it, man.
I'll be in early Monday. We'll get boxes of good stuff coming your way.
Sounds good, Bill. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to barge back in. You guys thought I left. I'm loading up my car.
He's got at least 2 more trips.
Keep loading. All right. Well, let's take a couple more questions here. Mike, do you have any questions, or do you see any questions in the comments for our friend Bill? Just a lot of adulation. Like, your company is very well loved, Bill, from the people that we in our orbit. Your company is very popular.
Oh well, thank you.
Yes.
God bless you.
Yeah. Okay.
Because between Bill and Lithium, they're represented very, very well.
Oh wow, this
the sweetest
Royalty Auto Detailing doesn't care what time it is. He wants the science behind the 3 leather products. Where do they fit in for what uses? Oh, geez.
Okay. So we've got our hide rehab, which is really something that we started working out. We don't love chemistry or not love chemistry or love all natural or we're not one way or another. It's whatever works well. And biology really.
Bye, everybody.
Biological services like leather really take well to natural things like shea butters and things you would normally put on your skin. And so that's where the Hide Rehab came in. We just started mixing together stuff that you would really moisturize your skin with when you got out of the shower. And that's how that whole thing started with it. And then what we really wanted to do, though, for older leathers was find ways to rehydrate them after they've already kind of seen the light and to dry out. And so the Leather Love actually has lipids and things like that if you put it on your skin would take wrinkles and puff them up just a little bit. And these will do the same thing. It kind of saturates the leather and expands it, but then it doesn't stay around. And then the slather is more of a, how do we clean at the same time without stripping the natural things that are in leather to keep it soft and moist and all those anyway, but get a cleaning property at the same time, because the other two don't clean with a darn. So we kind of tried to mix the two on that. And I think we've been happy with them.
A little cut out there. Well, you know what? I think that lays it out really well for people. I know leather is one thing I don't feel like I've learned enough about how to clean and protect people's leather, and I might have to look into that. A lot of people asking if they can be a tester. So for those interested, Bill, in becoming a tester, what do they have to do? Is there a place they can go?
No, Bill had just sent the email out looking for 25 testers.
Right,
and that is now closed now. So,
but it's only for this particular product, and we've got 6 more that will be coming out over the time that we've been working on for almost a year on each. So what we would do is just say, reach out at lithium50project@gmail.com, and that comes directly to me. And then we just go in, and everyone has different experiences, so different products fit those testers better. So
can you repeat that email address for me, Bill, and I'll put it in a banner.
Lithium and the number 50 project at gmail.com. And that comes directly to me. And I like to, reach out to people through that. And it's just kind of the hotline where I talk directly to customers and, colleagues and things like that it comes straight through. So if anyone wants to, we would love to have you. And at the end, every time we launch a new product, we reach out and we say, here's the product. Tell us a little bit about your experiences in this area, whether it be tires, rims, and why you want to play around with this and get some feedback. And it's awesome. Incredible from all over the world that come in and say, here's why. And I'm like, Josh came in the other day, Mike, in my office. He goes, what do we do for everyone we didn't choose? They put so much effort into this. I just feel terrible. I'm like, yeah, we got to send. So we're going to send them all out product. Just you and
so, Bill, I got a question, and don't take this wrong because I love all your products, but the difference between inner space and balm, what really is the difference?
Well, we're gonna go into dangerous territory because balm is nothing but Leather Love infused with inner space. That's the only. They just came together because we loved what Leather Love was doing to hydrate leather and really take dried out leather and kind of bring it back. But I didn't like the sheen, so I started knocking down.
Your Leather Love was freaking awesome. I will say that it's freaking awesome.
Yeah, and it really is. But the other thing is I didn't like the sheen on other parts of the car, but I always used Leather Love there to hydrate them. So this was a way I thought, what if we didn't spray detailers on, but we wiped them on like a cream and we could control it? We didn't get overspray on the panels or on the glass, and we didn't have to worry about touching anything with it where it left markings. And so this, honestly, the balm you can put on any surface you want, from aluminum to carbon fiber to your GPS screens. It just is amazing. And I just love it. The most of the people we sent it out to, though, we said, would you name your kid the balm after this, after you used it? They're like, yeah, it's okay. It was hard to put on. So we're like, all right, back to the drawing board. So that was our kind of foray into different ways to approach how you utilize the products. And so we got away from spray and thought, what if you just rubbed it on everywhere instead of spraying it? So,
because I did try your balm, and
I know I read your answers, and we quit making it right after you sent in your stuff.
Okay, perfect. I'm just kidding. No, I mean, it's tough for me to move away from inner space when it comes to interior detailing. Yeah. So, but knowing that inner space is in with Leather Love to make balm kind of puts a different perspective in it for me, if that makes sense, you know, because it's like I'd rather use the inner space on interior products like on plastics or whatever, you know, the doors or door jambs or whatever. It's just, that's just what I always preferred. It just felt weird using the balm, but it makes a whole lot better sense when you tell me how it's made. Yeah.
And so what it did is it took inner space and just added some extra conditioners and things like that. And most of the things we got from people were, hey, detailing time is money. I love the product, but I can't move as fast. It takes a little more time to apply it. And we got that. And so it won't be everything to everyone, but I absolutely love using the product.
So what made you guys take balm and Leather Love and kind of like mix it together? I mean, was it by accident or is it something that you just had to try to get?
No, like I said, I'm always in the back studio detailing cars, and I'm always with products. And I just literally went straight over to the stovetop and started blending them to see if I could knock the sheen down on the Leather Love a little bit. And when I blended them the first time and poured them into a tin, I think, I'm so smart, look at me. Came in the next day and they completely separated and turned into a glob because they just weren't stable. And so it took a little bit of work to stabilize them and do the things that we wanted it to do. But like I said, not every product we make is to be a commercial success. A lot of it's just because that's what we love to do. And quite frankly, we just do it. So,
have you guys ever thought doing a like when you go to your website, everything's sold separately? Have you guys ever thought about doing like a interior pack, exterior pack, like a fan pack, something like that, whatever, like where you can get multiple items at once?
Oh, so you're talking about actually being a good marketer and a good businessman? You don't do that kind of stuff.
That's for next week.
I'm reading the questions, and I see that question pop up more than once.
We've actually had bundles that we put together and shot photos of for almost 7 months, but it exponentially complicates the business so much. We're always selling stuff faster than we're making it. And when we add a combination, it becomes, it starts to throw wrenches into our business. So we've got them ready, but we're always out of this, that, of that. Raw material supply chain has been so brutal this year that we just didn't do it yet.
Okay, so here's one question that 23 Do the Do has is, you know, I know inner space can be used on a lot of interior surfaces, but I know it cannot be used on navigation screens. But can Hyper Cleanse be used on navigation screen?
Hyper Cleanse, I never looked at it for that, but it does such an incredible job on navigation screen. So Rich and I were talking about what I'm working on right now. It's a 650i. It's got this huge navigation screen on it, and all I could see was, I thought, this car is just so trash. It's got all these fingerprints and smears, and I would rub them while I was driving with a microfiber that I always happen to keep in my back pocket. Yeah. You never leave home without one, you know? And I'm rubbing this thing while I'm driving, and then nothing's happened. So I thought, okay, I got to figure this out. And so I prepped it to try some new things. I was actually going to put a ceramic coating on it to watch what happened. My wife's like, you're going to ruin your whole freaking car to see if this works. I'm like, it won't ruin it. We'll see what happens, you know? And so I sprayed Hyper Cleanse on it to get it clean first. And I'm not kidding you. That screen was so immaculate when I was done. I was just like, you got to be kidding me. Maybe I should be out here, you know, I was blown away by it. So, yes.
There you go. Hyper cleanse, folks.
Yeah.
On your navigation.
Hyper cleanse will clean a freaking tire and a navigation screen.
Yes. And I don't know why. It just worked so incredibly well. I mean, it literally made it look like brand new. And I tried hot water and other things trying to be gentle with it. Nothing touched it. And so.
Wow.
Oh, and let me shout out to Mountain Town Detail. He put up a nice
Good. Yeah, let me put that back up for you.
Yeah. And you know what?
Mountain Town's awesome, dude.
They are. They're just so awesome. And so I saw your comment, and thank you so much for the kind words.
Yeah, and you know what? I think on that note, Mike and Bill, we'll bring it to an end. But, you know, Mountain Town Detail says what a lot of us say is, like, we really appreciate the way Lithium treats detailers, whether you be a pro, a hobbyist, a novice. We know there's a personal touch with your company, Bill, and getting to meet you tonight and talk to you for an hour and a half, it just all makes sense, and it just infuses a lot of fun and excitement into your brand, and we sure enjoy it. So Mountain Town speaks for all of us. And,
now you see why we love this guy.
Yeah, you've been awesome. We want you to stick around for a little bit. We'll have some post-game talk in the chat. But Mike, what a live stream this was. We were able to double stream it on both our channels.
Yes, and it worked. It's the first time we did a multi-channel stream, and it worked.
Yeah, and lastly,
we're probably have to pull this off a little bit more often.
Well, why not? 2-for-1 deal. And as always, we want to thank all of these viewers, because without them, we'd all just be talking to ourselves. So
yeah.
For everyone who's already signed off, but for those of you who are still here, thanks so much for joining Mike and I, and Papa Smurf and Bill from Lithium.
And also, do not forget to watch Eric's video. And if you did not watch it to the end, I apologize.
All right. Now, Mike, I don't know which button to hit. If I hit end broadcast, is that a good idea?
You'll hit end broadcast. That's the best idea. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you all next Sunday. Say
bye to Bill, everybody.
Thanks, guys, so much for having me. Eric, if you're listening, travel safe, brother.
Okay, you don't leave, though. You just stick around. Take care, everyone.